go across the track, where the viaduct looms like a bird of doom as it ships and cracks, where secrets lie in the border fires and the humming wires. Yeah, man, you know you're never coming back. Across the square, across the bridge, past the mills, past the stacks. On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand. He'll wrap you in his arms, tell you that you've been a good boy. He'll rekindle all the dreams that took you a lifetime to destroy. He'll reach deep into the hole, heal your shrinking soul, but there won't be a single thing that you can do. He's a god, he's a man, he's a ghost, he's a guru. They're whispering his name through this disappearing land, but hidden in his coat is a red right hand. You don't owe no money, get you some. You don't have no car, get you one. You don't have no self-respect, you feel like an insect. Well, don't you worry, buddy, cause here he comes through the ghettos and the barrio and the barry and the slum. His shadow is cast wherever he stands, stacks of green paper in his red right hand. You'll see him in your nightmares, you'll see him in your dreams. He'll appear out of nowhere, but he ain't what he seems. You'll see him in your head on the TV screen. Hey buddy, I'm warning you to turn it off. He's a ghost, he's a god, he's a man, he's a guru. You're one microscopic cog in his catastrophic plan, designed and directed by his red right hand.
Yeah, that got a little screwy towards the end. All right, so yep. All right. Yep, we are doing Hellboy Web of Weird this week.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Dylan, do you know anything about Hellboy?
I mean, God, it's been forever. I haven't really read much of the comics. I watched like the animated movies and then like the Guillermo del Toro live action movies, but my knowledge of Hellboy is rather limited.
Okay. It's probably one of the best comic universes ever. Like that comic should be more influential than it is.
Oh yeah, just I don't disagree. I know enough.
Yeah.
I also know about the monkey with the gun.
Yeah. So this is this isn't the first time that Hellboy's had a game. It's actually the third time. So the first one was, I think, just called Hellboy or something. It was on the PS1. It played like a Resident Evil clone. It was kind of shit. From everything I've heard about it. Like, it wasn't a good game. There was another one on the 360, Science of Evil. I played that. I didn't hate it, but again, I was also like 15 or so at the time. Oh, when did that come out? Like, about the only thing that's really kind of cool about it is that it still had... Oh, wait, it was also on the PlayStation 3 and on the PSP too? Wow. Okay, but yeah, it was... The notable thing is that it still had Ron Perlman doing Hellboy in that game. Seriously? 92% of users liked this game. I remember that game not reviewing very well.
Maybe it's one of those things that like people look more fondly upon later. I don't know.
I don't know. Nope. Yeah, I was right. It did. It didn't. It had pretty generally unfavorable reviews. Well, yeah, it came out in 2004. Yeah, I would have been like around 14, 15, 14 at the time. I also... No, wait. Oh, 2008. Okay, no, it was 2008. I would have been like probably 17. Yeah, I was
2008. Wow.
2008, so I would have been 17 or 18 when this game came out.
Yeah, I would have been like 10.
I didn't hate it, but the game isn't really good. Web of Weird is noteworthy because I believe this one actually has a story that was penned by the original creator, Mike Mignola.
Oh, and it is one of the last ever roles of Lance Reddick.
Yeah. Oh, no. Was written by Dene Carter. Okay, maybe I was wrong about that. Okay, I guess I was wrong about that. So yeah, Mike Mignola did not write this, but it does have... But yeah, it does. But that part you're right about. It's one of the last thing. It's one of the last times one of the last roles of Lance Reddick before he passed away. This
God,
one,
I fucking
this
Lance
one,
Reddick.
yeah, this one seems to have more mixed reviews. Like there are people that say it's good, but it doesn't look like it. If you were to go by with the... Yeah, it's kind of got a mixed or average reception. Like, I've seen videos that say it's a good game. I played a little bit, thought it was fine for what... It's kind of a little bit of an beat-em-up roguelike. Other people find it kind of repetitive, which I think you just sort of need to sort of temper your expectations with this. I kind of hate to say it, but I don't think Hellboy's ever going to see the heights it had during the Del Toro movies. Like, it's never going to be that big ever again.
Which is a shame, honestly.
It's a blessing and a curse, I think. I think in a way it's going to help. It kind of helps it sort of stay a little bit more true to itself.
Oh yeah, that's fair. You won't have a bunch of people coming in and completely misinterpreting anything like other fan bases.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, shoot. Thought I had it going. Ah, damn, I thought I had the executable running. Let's try this again. But yeah, like, on the one hand, like, yeah, it would be cool if it could be that popular again, but
Monkey's Paw.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, I think in some ways it's sort of for the best it's not.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, even though there are things about the Del Toro movies I like, there are also things about Hellboy they fundamentally get wrong.
No.
Like,
Yeah. I think on their I mean, because I watched the movies first, so I'm a little biased.
well, for one, like, you know, like how Hellboy seems to have like daddy issues with Professor Broom.
Yeah.
That's non-existent in the comics. In fact, he acts a lot more mature. Yeah, he acts much more mature in the comics than he does in the movies.
Yeah.
And plus
I love horror too.
and the BP and the BPRD does not look nearly as high tech as it does in the movies. Like, I think at first they start off in what looks like a plain office building in Connecticut, and then later they move into an old missile base in the Rockies. They don't have anything that looks like Men in Black. Ooh, there we go. Title screen. Let's just see if OBS has got the footage. Yes, we do. We have. All right, here we go. And Forrester came in too.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Nothing much. Britt's just playing Hellboy. I almost wanted to say Helsing, and then it made me think, oh man, that would be a cool ass game.
That was a game.
There was a game?
Yep, based off the Hugh Jackman movie. It's basically a It's basically a Devil May Cry clone, but it's not that bad.
Okay, no, I was thinking Helsing like that Helsing. You know, never mind.
Oh, you weren't thinking of Van Helsing.
No, I was thinking Allegory Helsing.
See, my brain's going in the far other direction. I'm thinking Van Helsing was an old man. How would you make a game about him?
Shut up, Boomer.
Did you not see the movie with Hugh Jackman?
Oh, I did. That
Yes,
character was Gabriel Van Helsing, like a nephew or something. Not Abraham Van Helsing.
And they actually were kind of, I don't know, they seemed like they were really ambiguous about his real identity. All I know is they made a character they made this badass action hero with amnesia, and I'm thinking it's like, yeah, they wrote this for Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. They did the trope that Van Helsing has kind of evolved into, rather than an old professor who just knows a lot about, you know, like demonology type stuff.
Yeah, let's see if I can. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. I cannot start over? Oh, boy. So we missed out on the opening. I better get back and check to make sure that's where I can do that. No, it does not look like it. Damn. Okay, so I'll just get you guys up to speed. There's some kind of psychic disturbance at this old mansion in Argentina called the Butterfly House. And the BPRD sent in Hellboy. And what he's found is some kind of rift to another plane or something. Something called the WYRD. Where he's just fighting all these skeletons and monsters. I think there's supposed to be a mystery to this, and you're gonna piece it together. Also, don't expect to see Professor Broom, Liz, Abe, or any of the other characters from Hellboy. It's just the monkey with the gun. It's just him. All the other NPCs and whatnot, they only exist in this game as far as I can tell.
Hey, Martinez.
Hellboy, I found out a little more from the house. The architect was Claude Fayette Bragdon.
Why do I know that name?
He was a member of Blavatsky's Theosophy Society. Wrote books on the intersection of architecture and magic.
Okay, that explains a lot, actually. Thanks.
Okay, let me pull up the stream
There's still a
on
lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
Yep.
Before you start bitching, I put Lucky on armory duty for a reason. Don't give me any attitude about it. It's my call.
Yeah, I know.
The BPRD is shorthanded.
There we go, I see it now.
Yeah.
Anyone's heroics right now. Understand me?
Perfectly. Ma'am.
I don't dislike Lance Reddick in this role, but you know, I got so used to Ron Perlman. Like, that's one thing. That's one area where the Del Toro movies nailed it, was just in the casting.
Lance Reddick from The Wire?
Yep.
Yeah, this is like his last role before he passed away.
Hellboy, how was your journey into the world?
Yeah, this is like his last role before he passed away. Brent and I were talking about it.
One of them.
But
Yeah, one of them.
I am sure.
He's in the ballerina somehow, and I'm thinking it must be like stock footage from the John Wick movies or something.
Or
They just did a
that
good job.
I think it was. I thought they just got all his scenes being shot before he died.
Until I got hit anyway.
Maybe.
They are a key part of the lore surrounding astral travel. Conventional wisdom suggests that if it is destroyed, one is lost in the astral plane for all eternity.
Well, that's reassuring.
The fact that breaking it didn't lead to being stuck in some kind of gray.
No, it is him. They were shot in late 2022.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I got a whole new
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, they had all his stuff done before he passed away.
I really liked him as an actor. He was cool.
Yeah.
Somewhere in our world. So, I'm trying to figure out.
He seemed like a nice guy too.
Now, the combination of religious imagery and
I've never met him, but I always like to remind people that he was from Baltimore.
Really?
I mean, he's on The Wire, but he's actually a native.
Really?
Yeah.
Italy? Where exactly?
Krakow. It's a perfect fit. Creepy, abandoned, old.
That is entirely supposition without more data.
Surely it's at least a hypothesis.
I saw the streets closed down when they were working on The Wire, but you couldn't see anything up
I'm sure
close.
that's not the phrase, but
You just knew that like a street was closed down, or like a section of Inner Harbor. But that was cool from off a distance. You didn't have to be told what it was, because this wasn't LA. There was only one thing they would be filming.
Yeah.
I'll save it for a Kate Dracula scene, my story of the Baltimore police recruiting at the community college near Annapolis, and they were giving out these toy cars of Baltimore police cars and straight up asking us, like, have you seen The Wire? Like, they were literally using that to recruit.
Okay, here's something I kind of want to draw attention to. Okay, so Dylan, do you remember like kind of like how in the movie he was kind of broad-shouldered?
Yeah.
Now you see like how he's kind of slouched, how his shoulders are a bit more slouched here, hunched over.
Hellboy, yeah, I know that's how he's designed. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a. Like something this game gets right is that it's very true to the look and feel of the comics, because you got all those hard shadows, all those thick outlines.
Yeah.
Like,
I know what the comic looks like. I've read part of it, not a whole lot.
Yeah. It looks like the comics. Just not something you see a lot of comic book games do.
Not something you see a lot of comic book like shows do. Like Invincible looks almost nothing like the
Should be able to use this charm in the world now.
comics.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I would imagine it'd be hard to kind of do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, in the case of Batman, in the case of something like, say, Batman or other mainstream characters, like, they've had so many writers and artists working on them. There's like no one definitive version of that. Like, there's just a general idea of what they're supposed to look like.
Well, yeah.
Oh, damn, I need more. But yeah, so different interpretations are kind of inevitable. Something like Hellboy, like, still need more for these other things. Outside, with just a few exceptions, Mike Mignola has been the sole artist just for the book, and I'm not counting like anything like the BPRD spinoff, because that's intentionally supposed to have other creators on it. As far as like as far as like any of the main Hellboy issues go, like, there have only been a handful of times where Mignola did not handle the art. So that Mignola style's pretty much the look of Hellboy. Also, a thing that Hellboy does that you don't see a lot of American comics do is that it actually has an ending.
Alright.
Yeah. 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 Like, yeah, Mignola basically once he found out he did all he wanted to do with the character once he got through with Hellboy in Hell.
Yeah. Honestly, it's I'm pretty sure a lot of people think this way, but it's pretty nice, getting into something and realizing, oh, it doesn't go on for ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I recently got in past couple of years I got into Claymore, and then recently I got the whole like manga collection. It's only like 27 volumes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only like 11 of them got adapted.
Well, at the time,
it's also good when something is over and you know that like its reputation stayed the same, because like I liked IDW's Transformers for like almost 10 years, and then it became possibly my most hated run of anything, and Power Rangers is kind of going the same direction, and now Image is relaunching Transformers, and it seems really good, but it's like, I don't know that I want to invest money and emotion and time when it could go the same way as the other adaptations. It's like, there's something to be said for the story it's already done, and like something that's 1 million volumes long, like Dragon Ball. Well, it's a certified classic. Like, they're not going to ruin it at some point. I mean, he's dead anyway, so it would be ruined by other people and wouldn't count. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it actually, I like things that were concluded somewhat by the original creator, even if their creator was, I mean, excuse me, even if their ending was just a, and the adventure continues kind of ending, like say Sherlock Holmes. I do like that, knowing okay, the original creator did all he wanted to and considered his work complete. That's enough for me, even if it doesn't have resolution. Like Spider-Man, there's not even really a point where you could say, like, where does classic Spider-Man end?
Well, a lot of people will say it's when Gwen Stacy died.
I agree with that, because it just makes, when Mary Jane closes the door with Peter and, she stays with him, that kind of tells you that he's going to be okay. Like, it's a dark ending, but it functions as an ending. But the same creative team kept on going for a while after that. Jerry Conway and John Romita Jr. It wasn't actually the end of their run. That's the point. It's like Spider-Man kind of ends when you get sick of it.
Wait, just say John Romita Jr.? I thought it was Senior at the time.
I meant to say Senior.
Yeah.
They called him Johnny Romita back then. No Junior or Senior. Yeah, of course it was Senior. Junior was a kid. Now he just draws like one.
Thank you.
Oh,
No,
I was walking my dog and I stepped into some John Romita Jr. art.
Huh?
Junior's had
I
some...
said I was walking my dog and stepped in John Romita Jr. art.
Junior's... I thought his stuff on Daredevil was pretty good.
He used to be okay, but these days he's just like completely demoralized. He does not care. Also, the page rate at Marvel is now like... It's where it, like, current Marvel at like 100 something a page is equivalent to about $52 in the 80s. And the 80s pay would be like $400 today. It's ridiculous how inflation in an economy has made it to where, like, Marvel is virtually unpaid. That's why their stuff looks terrible. I don't get it. I think they'd be better to cut their lines down to a handful of core selling, like well-selling books and make those look outstanding, rather than to have like a dozen shitty X-Men titles that no one buys.
Yeah.
Just get like Amazing Spider-Man, Uncanny X-Men, just cut it down to the core books and actually invest like $400 a page if you didn't have so many other comics running at the same time, and get those sales up. That would be my strategy, but I don't run the company.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my strategy here with us. It's like, no, we got to get, Leandro and Canales, and it's like, you invest in the quality and you build your universe first and foremost. Even if it's only 10 pages right now, you got 10 pages by a great artist.
Could have just stayed out of my way.
What's a dash? How did I...
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you do the dash. That's how you do it.
Hell, if I could get like Jim Lee for a cover, it's one picture, but just to have in our brand a Jim Lee cover would be amazing. Like, to me, that's what you do. You get the quality first, and then, I mean, he's in the thousands and thousands, but
Couldn't afford
you know what
him.
I'm saying.
Could never afford him.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying you start with what you can. Marvel could, DC and all, but DC pays more for their stuff. They do invest better. I don't know. Maybe there's some reason if you sat down with the bean counters and they showed you, I guess maybe I'd agree with them. But right now it seems to me that they're trying to put out a bunch of different magazines instead of investing what they've got and making the core sellers good. Like, it doesn't help, as bad as One More Day is, Mary Jane is not the only thing that caused the problem. They also went weekly, and across 4 Spider-Man titles that in 2007 were optional. Starting in 2008, the story ran across each book, so you had to buy one every week.
Yeah.
And when the story was already kind of crap and controversial, of course I dropped out, and I was a monthly buyer at that point. Sorry to get off track from Hellboy, but I was just, you were talking about like,
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean, it's still kind
stories
of
that
relevant.
don't go for-
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still pretty relevant. I mean, like, Mignola's done a really good job keeping control of it. Like for the time he's worked on it, he's done basically everything with it on his terms.
Yeah. That's why I corrected myself on having an ending. I don't think original creators necessarily need to write a conclusion. Like Sherlock Holmes just literally ends with Holmes and Watson getting in a car talking about World War I and that there's an east wind blowing, and then he never wrote another one, even though he lived like 20 years after that. But it's still enough that it's not like Game of Thrones where it stops on a cliffhanger. It's like, is there an ending to Sherlock Holmes? No. But Doyle wrote as many as he wanted to write.
Yeah. And Mignola did everything he wanted to do with Hellboy, and when he was done, he decided, yep, that's it.
I think there's something to be said for the open. Okay, Brett, I know you're going to know this, and I showed Dylan the clip, so he's up to speed. Star Trek TNG, where Picard joins the poker game, but it wasn't a conclusion. Nobody died or retired. They didn't blow up the ship or anything like that. That would all come later. At this point, it was a character beat, Picard lowering his personal walls a little, and explicitly that the adventure continues. And the last line of the series was he says, damn it, he's dealing the cards. He's something like aces high, joker's wild. Oh, the sky's the limit. And it's like, that was perfect. I mean, that two-part finale did tie back in with the pilot and give some closure to the series as it was, but we didn't need to, like, kill the captain and bury him in the desert and then dig the body up later and all that bullshit like with Kirk. Sometimes there will be more adventures is perfectly fine. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The underrated open conclusion. Because I'm assuming Mignola doesn't kill Hellboy off or anything.
Hellboy get the... Yes and no.
Okay.
Like the final... He kills Hellboy off in the main title, and then for about 10 issues, he has this whole mini-series where Hellboy's in hell. And that's kind of where Hellboy's story ends. But as far as the rest of the larger universe, that's continued in the BPRD comic. And, yeah. So yeah, we see what
Mike Mignola. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, we get to at least in the BPRD comic, we get to see what happens with like Kate, Liz, Abe, all the other people from the Bureau.
My first exposure to Mike Mignola, you probably know exactly which one I'm going to say, is Gotham by Gaslight.
Yes. I was disappointed when the animated movie didn't, like...
I know, don't spoil it.
It didn't.
Don't spoil the bad movie.
Let me guess, it doesn't look like the comic.
No.
No.
It looks like a sort of knockoff Bruce Timm style.
I think because of Hellboy, they were trying not to do a Mike Mignola look. And they changed the ending. They did that with Long Halloween and Hush. All of those adaptations, they decided to like add dun 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 twists at the end.
I mean, even Killing Joke doesn't fully look like Dave Gibbons stuff.
But what they did to the plot was worse.
True. Okay, but at least as far as that aspect of it goes, I mean, I think there was like an interview or some behind the scenes vignette where they said like Dave Gibbons stuff looks good, but it's not easy to animate, which fine, fair enough.
Yeah, I understand that. No, I was saying Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah.
They just
Brian Bolin was a
Shit, I
artist
missed.
for.
Oh shit, you know what I mean though. But I mean, like,
Yeah, but-
Mignola's style, that could work in animation.
they probably just didn't want it to overlap with Hellboy, which somebody else has the rights to, and it was easier to avoid. Of course, I don't know though. That may not be the case because Jeff Matsuda designed the Batman and Jackie Chan Adventures, and they look like the same art style, and they're completely different shows from different companies.
Yeah, I think it's just more. I think it's just more like, for whatever reason, they just.
Yeah.
Like, who knows the reason why?
It's the story ending that I'm ranting about, and the same thing with their Hush adaptation, which is now infamous.
That doesn't even look like the comic either. It looks like all those other straight to DVD DC animated movies they were putting around at the time. But, fair enough. Try to animate Jim Lee's style.
I just don't like it when they go generic. I mean, make something up. Okay, I agree about Jim Lee. But when they did Death of Superman twice, one was in the generic Bruce Timm style, and then the second time was in the two-part one was that kind of anime look they were doing.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a historical fiction guy anyway, but I kind of like what they did with New Frontier. Death of Superman is kind of an artifact.
New Frontier, they made that look like Darwin Cook, didn't they?
Yeah, and they kept the 50s setting and everything. If I were to do a Death of Superman DVD, I would want it to be like a 90s comic and animation, very close to 90s style. Keep the mullet and the four Supermen, keep their look and everything, and basically just treat the 90s as romantically as New Frontier treats the 50s. I mean, Bill Clinton and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's been enough time now that being overtly, boldly 90s would actually be an aesthetic, but they were trying to keep all their DVDs in a shared universe at that point, and I liked it better when it was a thematic. Green Lantern First Flight skipped over Hal Jordan's origin because we had just seen a different Hal Jordan in New Frontier, and their logic was, all right, you just saw a 50s Hal Jordan. This Hal Jordan is in the present day, but his origin is so similar, we're not going to tell you twice. And I thought that worked, where the DVDs didn't technically connect, but you knew they were close enough that it didn't matter.
Yeah. I need to get some healing.
Well, I remember which DVD it was. It was the Flashpoint DVD and Justice League War. From Flashpoint on, they were trying to make them basically a TV show and they did for about almost 10 years. All their DVDs.
Yeah, that was the start of that one universe where it very prominently had Damian Wayne and shit.
Were they trying to adapt
those, Batman and Son? Those were good.
Were they trying to adapt the New 52 at the time?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I have Batman versus Robin on DVD.
Yeah.
And I think the other one too.
Yeah. I was talking about this with Dylan earlier, but I do not think Hellboy is ever going to see the heights it did under Del Toro. That's as big as it's ever going to be. Because like it said, 3 theatrical movies, 2 direct to DVD animated movies, and oh damn, and whatever they did with the Crooked Man.
Yeah, bit by a mosquito. Yeah.
It's you're not gonna see any any big budget adaptations of it. Just like we did with Del Toro.
Yeah.
Which
they tried after Del Toro and it didn't
the
go so well.
Yeah, the 2019 movie, it seems to be, it's kind of like an Alien 3 situation. Neil Marshall had one idea of the movie he was going to be making, but the studio kept getting in the way and made it a nightmare.
That's usually how it goes.
I feel like there's also a limit to how marketable a franchise called Hellboy is in the mainstream. It's not unmarketable. It's just not going to be like Iron Man or Transformers level.
Yeah,
you have a hard time. Hellboy and the Happy Meals.
Like I said, it's never going to get to the heights it did with the Del Toro movies. Like, that's as big as it ever will be. Which...
You think the plague of cross-marketing all the movies to children is ever going to go away?
Oh, what the hell happened here? Game froze. Oh, never mind. It's fine.
Yeah, they've always done that for some reason. It's like, like RoboCop. Like, here's some action figures in a cartoon.
To be fair...
Here's Mortal Kombat.
To be fair, you would have... Tell me you would not have bought one of those, though.
Oh, hell yeah. But I'm just saying... Yeah, there's always been like this weird sort of nebulous kind of thing where there's something made for adults, and they're like, oh no, we gotta push this very adult thing onto children, and it's like, you know, I'm not stupid. I know it's like kids are gonna buy like Mortal Kombat figures and shit, you know, or at least back in the day they would.
Yeah. Well, but I'm not even talking about that. Like, that's where they had like two concurrent versions going at the same time. But I mean, like, where it's like everything they make now, like the new Predator is going to be PG-13, and RoboCop was PG-13, and Terminator is permanently PG-13, and
because
it's like everything is a family franchise.
Like, I remember when they were like pushing, like in the 2000s, there was like a whole glut of horror movies that came out that were PG-13, and that's purely done for marketability, like, because R rating means they can't. Ooh, okay. Will this get me? Ow.
Yeah, I know why, but the thing is, if your stuff sucks, that's gonna be just as hard for marketing as.
Well, like I said, they're thinking. Well, they're thinking in terms of potential earnings.
Well, for that, I'd say Deadpool, and also The Passion of the Christ. Like, Mel Gibson was not wrong. R-rated Jesus movie, but, you know, dude knew what was up. And that was the highest grossing R-rated movie until Deadpool, I think.
Like, I'm not saying they're right. I'm just explaining it. I'm not advancing their argument, just explaining it. Like, they're yeah. These guys are thinking in, oh, PG-13. That means we can get a wider audience to see it.
Yeah, and that way it can be on the Slurpee cups and stuff like that. And...
Yep, merchandising. Like, especially if they got something that has a lot of... Especially if they have some that's basically, what's that term called? Cross-media appeal or something? I don't know. Something where they can... Like, something where they can have all these tie-in campaigns. Like, that's half the reason why the MCU was so successful.
Yeah. And that's the thing, everybody wants an MCU now. And I feel like we're on the verge of a renaissance. Because, like, we had this happen before with Star Wars. And if I had to nail down, like, the two most creative years, like, in American cinema, I'd probably have to say 1939 and 1984.
Oh, dear
and
God.
why is 1984? Disagree?
No, that's not it. Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Well, Return of the Jedi was in '83, and post Star Wars, there was this empty chair. Somebody could, although at that time they weren't necessarily. Well, Last Starfighter was kind of a Star Wars clone, and I feel like Tron was trying to do something sci-fi, but they made a cult classic even though it flopped. But
Yeah.
the '84 way, they were throwing out ridiculous creativity. You know, Terminator, Ghostbusters, Gremlins, trying to do something to be the next Star Wars level franchise. I feel like with the MCU being a dead goose at this point, we have that empty chair syndrome again. We don't know what will replace the MCU, but the top spot is open. And the great thing about a period like '84 where everyone's trying, none of them ever made it to Star Wars level. But good God, what we got was awesome. And just everyone competing at once for the top seed was probably better than if any of them had actually made it.
Yeah.
I think Transformers as a franchise that year was... Even Yu-Gi-Oh! Was created that year, even though he didn't launch the manga till '96, but was it Takahashi is his name?
Yeah.
Started booking on it in '84. I feel that kind of creative energy now, that it's like something's going to change. We don't know what, but like the last king has died, but we haven't found the new king yet.
Here we go. Yeah.
The MCU is not coming back from the dead, though. I'm putting $100 million wager on that they're not. No Avenger movie, no Robert Downey Jr. They'll make money, but they'll keep making money off of their former glory days. It's never going to be 2008 to 2019 again.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
But I don't think that means DC is going to come in and take over, because I feel like to the general public, DC and Marvel are just kind of the same thing. I think like the average person's mom doesn't know the difference of who's owned by what companies. They just see it as the superhero movie thing has kind of come and gone.
Yeah.
Shit, what was the button for this?
I think Hellboy would have done better now instead of 04, or did it need to come out in 04?
I think Mignola was just kind of excited to see that somebody wanted to make a movie out of his comic, and even better, that person was also a fan. Because thing about Hellboy is it didn't come out on a monthly basis. So it's like Mignola would basically work on an arc, and then sort of take his time in between them. Like there'd be years could go by before a new Hellboy story came out. Oh, I am so gonna die. But yeah, I think, yeah. I guess that's just my thinking, is that he was just kind of happy to see that somebody wanted to make a movie out of his stuff, and and Del Toro just happened to be someone who actually cared about Hellboy.
Side note, do you notice collective outrage in that a lot of like critics don't like when female characters are something girl when they're grown, and they're like Sue Storm is the Invisible Woman now. They've deep sixed the Invisible Girl because she's an adult, which I get, but I find it funny that no one ever mentions the fact that he's called Hellboy, but he's like 50 to 70 years old. But you put girl in a female character's name, and it's like, oh, but that's infantilizing. I don't know. I just find that funny to me. Because I've people have said that. It's like, well, there's no grown man character that's called something boy. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Tourist take.
Yeah. Ah, shoot.
The most important thing in a name is just simply whether it rolls off the tongue well.
Yeah.
It's just better as Hellboy just has the right ring. It just
sounds
it's
right.
Exactly the name. Yeah, it sounds right, feels right when you say it. What they call it? Reverse dog years? His aging?
That's only in the movie.
Okay.
Like he just kind of aged. I don't know. Like I think it's just more like because he's half demon, he doesn't age like normal people do. So
yeah, it should cause like Doctor Who, even though he looks young, his personality still has an old man aspect to it.
That's what he's like. That's exactly what he's like in the comics. Like he acts like a grown man.
Yeah. So the name is just pure. That's what I'm saying. The name is just purely because it sounds right, even if it doesn't make literal sense. It's just.
Yeah. Like something that's, in fact, actually something that's kind of key to Hellboy that you kind of pick up in his design. You remember how I said that he kind of carries himself with this slouched kind of posture?
Yeah.
It makes him look like he's carrying a weight. Which he very literally is.
Also, it's a credit to the consistency of Mignola's art that the character could have one exaggeratedly long arm and it doesn't look like a drawing error.
Yeah.
You've got to be pretty good to draw irregular features and not look like you just made a mistake.
Yeah. But yeah, like, because Hellboy is sort of, I mean, like, this isn't even really a spoiler. I think they spell this out in how they sound like the first Hellboy story. That his right hand is basically the key to starting the apocalypse. And he's been living with that burden his entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like these glyphs are connected to the gate.
Oh boy. I don't know if I'm supposed to get the key. But yeah, like, that's kind of like why his shoulders are so slouched. Like, you can actually see that he's walking with that on his shoulders. Yes. And this is an area where the Del Toro movies went wrong, but I don't think that was Del Toro's fault. I think that might have been the studios. Because I don't know how many people know this, but directors don't always get the final say on what their movie ends up being. Like,
Yeah.
accept challenge, huh? Oh boy. Yeah. So then, yeah. It's like, yeah. How he acts in like the two animated movies and the Crooked Man, they're much more accurate to how he is in the comics.
This was voiced by Ron Perlman in the animated movies, right?
Yeah, he was. Like, that is one area the Del Toro, like, the casting is like one area the Del Toro movies got absolutely right. Like, just really good casting. Like, Ron Perlman, perfect Hellboy. John Hurt, that's perfect Broom. Selma Blair, perfect Liz. Like,
Yeah, that's like lightning in a bottle casting. Yeah.
yeah, and it's so good that they were able to get them in the animated movies, because oh man, knew that was gonna happen sooner or later. I kept going on longer than I thought I would, though.
I got my problems with Ron Perlman, but he's a damn good voice actor.
He's a great actor all around.
Oh yeah. Is he still doing voice acting, or is he basically retired?
I don't know. I think I haven't checked. I haven't kept up with anything he's done lately. Oh man, I lost all my things. What was it? Let's see.
First thing I ever knew him for was Orion on the Superman animated series.
I'm as Slade.
Well, that was like second for me, but like that was 10 years later for me. I didn't see Teen Titans when it first came out. I think I jumped. No, I did see it. Never mind. It ended in 06. I sure did.
Yeah.
Still a long time later.
Yeah. But the last big thing I can name Ron Perlman being in off the top of my head was probably Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I started watching that. I'm like on like season 3, I think.
Short range, widespread.
Is it any good or not?
Huh?
In Sons of
No, I
Anarchy?
just heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I think it's so funny.
A charm for she.
It's basically Hamlet with bikers. Yeah.
Yeah, my family didn't have cable through the years, so like the only shows like that I saw were like ones that I've specifically went and bought on like DVD. And that's why I've only seen the first season of Game of Thrones. It didn't hold my interest enough to continue it.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, if it had been like on TV, same with Walking Dead. If it had been on TV, I might have just watched it because it was on. But there's a difference between, you know, like paying $25 for the DVD and watching it just because it's there.
Over and over again, and all at once. Damn. I feel
My DVD-only anime habits in the 2000s are somewhat infamous among friends of mine. Case in point, Dylan, remember when I thought that Monster didn't get its dub finished because they stopped the DVDs in English?
Yeah.
I thought that it was never finished in English.
Yeah.
That there was like a point where you had to switch to Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, what were you about to say about Sons of Anarchy, Dylan?
Yeah, it's like not Sons of Anarchy. Maybe. I've seen. Oh, there was something I was going to say about Sons of there's like this point where they had to like, I think it was like Ireland or some shit. They had like go there.
Yeah, there was a whole. Well,
And
it
so-
was in Northern Ireland, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, how do we indicate that they're in Europe or not Europe, wherever the fuck?
They're in Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
They did like this whole Celtic remix. It was really goofy.
yeah, it's really goofy, and they added like this obnoxious blue filter. It's like, look, we're in another country. Yeah, it's like the. It's kind of like when Breaking Bad does the thing with Mexico.
And it's all in
You know,
yellow.
the yellow filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda did that.
Skeletons. My favorite combination.
Oh man, I think I showed a meme of like that to Victor once and he laughed.
Oh yeah. I want to do like a joke comic where like the characters are like, "Oh my God, we're in Mexico. How do you know? Everything's piss colored."
Couldn't tell you.
Uh,
Just can't get enough of a bad thing.
But like they don't even have to like look at any like thing telling them where they are. They just know by the filter. Like, I'm gonna do that one day.
Yeah.
That's too good.
Yeah. I have not seen the I have not gotten around to the 2019 movie. Matt said it was terrible.
That's like Men in Black International. I haven't seen for the same reason.
Difference is, I think the 2019 movie could have been good.
2019 was just kind of a, well, it was the beginning of a downward trend, kind of. It wasn't as bad year specifically. I think most of the years since then have been pretty bad.
I remember in 2019 being kind of a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Then again, there's so much shit that's happened between, like, after 2019 and now. It's like everything is like a nothing burger back then.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
I think the sort of only the upside to like 2020 is that that's when I really started doing like comics and shit, you know?
Holy hell, that actually worked
It was
out
like
pretty
the
well.
one. Yeah. Forrester was like roasting me on like this one Halloween story I wrote. It wasn't that great.
Can I get? Oh, good. I can get health back.
Which one, Dylan? You mean with Wally?
No, I got the one with my Helen character.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Look,
What the hell is
In
this supposed
fairness,
to be?
before I started the roast, I said I liked the concept and what you were trying to do very well, and I was like worried you would just toss the whole idea out. That's what. It was mingled with a compliment.
Alright,
yeah,
let's
it's
see.
like, yeah, I developed. There's a lot of stuff I developed early on that I overcomplicated a lot of things, you know, because I was, you know, just starting out. And it's like, okay, like if I were to revive sort of any idea I had, then it would just need a complete, overhaul,
Oh shit! I'm surrounded.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Side note, I can't believe Mel Brooks is making another one at 100 years old. He'll be 101. I don't even know if he'll see it come out.
Somehow Kirk Douglas made it to 107, so stranger things have happened.
Yeah, Melanie from Gone with the Wind died in 2020. She outlived Scarlett's baby in that movie.
Oh god, who was it that died yesterday? It was an old actress.
Lost in Space, June Longhart.
Yeah, my mom was telling me she used to watch that. I'm like, and she was just like, oh my god, she can't believe Dick Van Dyke's still alive, and he's almost 100. And it's like he's still there, which is the craziest part. I was watching this podcast he was on with Ted Danson. And he's like almost 100, but and it's like, you wouldn't think it talking to him.
That's like Shatner. He's like 94, but he seems like 65 in his interviews.
Did you know apparently Shatner's a weeb?
Really?
Yeah.
I know he watches like CW and Arrowverse type stuff and all. That's why I'm not really sure if it's true that he's never watched Star Trek. He claims that he didn't even watch the one he was in, and I don't know if that's true because he watches stuff even more childish than Star Trek.
I think I might believe that. I think I remember seeing somewhere that Shatner says the reason he doesn't watch his stuff is that he can't enjoy it because in the back of his mind he'll look at it and say, "Oh, I could have done this better, or I could have done that differently." Like
that does make sense.
Especially
on a show that was kind of old and half-assed, and his performance is because it certainly wasn't the special effects or the set building that carried it. Like it was kind of all on his back, and I can see where to the rest of us he's a legend. To him personally, he probably sees where he didn't do enough or something.
Yeah, he's just too critical of himself.
Guess what William Shatner is a fan of?
Do tell.
Sailor Moon.
I'm not terribly surprised.
And his favorite Sailor Scout is Sailor Jupiter, apparently.
Huh. I like Mars.
I just need base.
You know what? The funniest thing I know about, funniest deep lore about Sailor Moon that I know is that one of the original dubs changed the two lesbian scouts into being cousins.
Yes, it did. They were minor characters later in the series. They weren't part of the main five, but yeah, that happened.
Oh my god, it's like, now I want to hear a William Shatner Sailor Moon parody. It's the most William Shatner fucking impression. But
no, what I wanted to do one of those talking songs, but of the theme.
Oh, you mean like one of his spoken word covers? One of his spoken word covers.
Yeah. Oh. Winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She's the one called Sailor Moon.
Oh my god. Yeah. get back on Hellboy. Here's something that here's something that I just kind of find interesting about it. They've been graced with 2 Frasier actors so far. They had Perry Gilpin play Kate in the animated movies, and David Hyde Pierce did the voice for Abe in the Del Toro movies.
Oh, wow.
So I asked Matt, like, hear me out. Kelsey Grammer is Professor Broom.
Ancient ruins sure aren't as romantic as everyone makes out.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's response was he could be a good Professor Broom so long as they don't write him as an occult Fraser Crane.
Right. I'm trying to think.
Here's an easy one. If they get BB Neworth as Hecate.
Lilith?
As the goddess of witchcraft, and magic. No, the joke doesn't write itself.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I was thinking Baba Yaga, but I'm not sure BB Neworth has got the voice for that.
Baba Yaga?
She's a witch from Russian folklore.
No. I was just making the John Wick reference.
Yeah.
Because now I've got this image of Lilith playing scenes from John Wick, and it's weird.
You know, obviously you know where my mind goes when I hear that, Dave.
Yes, obviously. I'm going a little further back into the 90s than that, but...
Yeah.
The thing is, back in the 90s, the name Lilith wasn't overdone. Giving Frasier's girlfriend, wife, ex-wife, that name was subtle and clever at the time. Now it would be like such a cringe cliche.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Frasier, Dylan, Frasier does not have a good relationship with his ex-wife. Like, there was one scene where she's kind of visiting in Seattle, and Frasier's dad says her broom touches down at 11.
Have you ever seen Frasier, Dylan?
I know of it. I haven't seen much of it.
I liked it enough to name my cats Frasier and Niles. Frasier is that cat, that Siamese that lived from 2005 to 2024.
That is for a cat, that's ancient.
Oh yeah.
We had a cat that lived to be 22.
And I was just petty enough that I wanted to beat your record.
Yeah. Actually, here's something funny. There was an episode of The Simpsons where with Sideshow Bob. They not only managed to rope in David Hyde Pierce, but also John Mahoney playing Sideshow Bob's dad.
Wow.
Because he plays Frasier's dad on the show. I need something to toss at this guy. I have nothing to toss.
You know, honest, I've sort of watched enough of early Simpsons where I kind of feel like even then you could. I was talking about this on Twitter. You can kind of feel sort of the writer's disdain for sort of their main audience. You saw that with like a lot of cartoons in the 90s especially. And back then, you know, they could kind of get away with it, but, you know, sort of in hindsight now, it's like...
Oh, dear.
You can kind of... You know, it's like you look at characters like, you know, Comic Book Guy, right? And, Animaniacs was guilty of this too, you know, the, actually, you know, kind of guy.
The Get a Life Foundation.
Yeah.
And, in the case of Animaniacs, there was some kind of basis in reality. There was supposedly some guy that had been stalking Tress McNeil.
Well, okay, yeah, but I don't think it was necessarily about that. Like, okay, it's like, back to The Simpsons, like, you know, when they sort of use, like, Bart for a mouthpiece, it's like, hey, who are you to say, you know, what the creators, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, Bart essentially, like, did the consume argument. Like, why don't you just consume, like, you know, I'm sort of looking at it now through, like, a cynical modern lens, but that's kind of... It's true.
You kind of have to look at... You kind of have to... Well, something that unless you were there for it, you can't really appreciate about older Simpsons is just how big of a character Bart wound up becoming.
Well, yeah, I'm not unaware of that. It's
like Bart Mania was like a phenomenon. Not through the early run of The Simpsons.
Well, yes, of course, I know that. I'm not unaware of it. There's a bit more context with, like, the posts in general. I was, like, responding to, like, Forrester and Eli Canales about it.
And that humor also was kind of pretty cutting edge for the time, and so you kind of have to. It does seem pretty trite nowadays, but you gotta.
I mean, I was talking about with I was saying the same thing about, like, George Carlin. I found this video saying George Carlin, the original Redditor.
Yeah.
Like, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to Hellboy.
So, my big thesis is that, yeah, we're never gonna see this. We're likely never gonna see this franchise reach the heights it did with the Del Toro movies, but I think in a way that's kind of a good thing. Because it can sort of kind of stay true to itself. Like, there's not going to be any sort of dilution for mass market appeal.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I got a health this time. I did not get a lot of health. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Dylan, I'm sending you a clip from Frasier where he's in a parking garage. Watch this and tell me if this doesn't sell you on it or not. I love this bit.
Oh, let me look.
They did these like elaborate setup gags. He's a radio psychiatrist. You should at least know that much.
Yeah. You showed me this one elaborate thing from Seinfeld. You know the one.
Yeah, the jerk store. Yep.
Just tell me I don't. Oh, where do I get a key for you?
Brett, do you know that episode of Seinfeld? The jerk store called?
Not really. Oh, jeez, I gotta go hunt down a key now. Crap. Fuck. This sucks. Let's see. Let's have a look and see. Oh, for about an hour. Let's see what. Let's just pause right here for a minute. Let's have a little looky-loo. Let's have a little look at the. Oh! Megatron 95 looks better than the Crow game. He's probably that's probably referring to the PS1 game. Gotham by Gaslight is a few years old as a movie. It's fair to give the spoiler, and Killing Joke was always a hot mess. I pretty much have all the animated Batman movies. Weebs. I'm surprised that Japan didn't ask Mike to see if they could make an anime short film series on Hellboy.
What is this, comments?
The chat. I don't know.
Audience. Wow.
We've got about 2 people watching. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure Hellboy's that really all that popular in Japan. I mean, I know Kazuki Takahashi was influenced by Mike Mignola, but you know, the guy who did Yu-Gi-Oh! He was influenced. Like Nebel told me, like, found that out from Nebel that he was actually a pretty big fan of Hellboy back in the day. But I don't know if an anime would make Hellboy would work.
I mean,
I think an anime anything would work, but the question is, would they be interested in making one?
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, hi guys.
Of course, when you consider that the 2000s, the animated films were done by Madhouse.
Oh my god! Yeah, most of like the ones you think of from the 2000s. Yeah. Claymore or Hellsing Ultimate. What?
No, I meant the Hellboy specifically. They were. Wasn't it Madhouse and animated?
No, I don't think it was. I think it was an American. One of you needs to look this up. Because I think the studio was American.
There hasn't been an American animation studio since the 80s, since Filmation closed. Yeah, the animation was done by Japanese studio Madhouse.
Oh, I was wrong.
Co-produced, yeah, by Revolution Studios. 2D animation isn't made in the U.S. and hasn't been for over 30 years. I know, like, the Disney Afternoon, Aladdin and stuff was Australian, and that's the closest. Australia in the 90s is the closest to 2D American animation in my lifetime.
Good night.
Is that a key?
You'll do nicely.
There's animators like over here, but they primarily work with I've seen American animators, but they primarily work with like Japanese. And it's like, oh shit! It's like there's a lot of animators that are actually from like over here or outside of Japan, because there's no real industry like that over here. Not quite. I'm not saying there isn't entirely, but they're always like outsourced to
Japan, Korea, or the Philippines.
I won't say who, but I know someone who animated the Mickey Mouse shorts. Those shorts Disney was doing. Those were distributed out to Canada because there was a studio up in Canada that was doing animation there. They have like their, it's so weird talking to someone from Canada because they have a completely different pop culture than we do. So it's like, oh, I mentioned SpongeBob. Like, what the hell is that?
Pretty sure they've heard of it.
I know a guy, like he's like late 30s, early 40s. Never heard of it.
I mean, SpongeBob was so ubiquitous over here. 20 years ago, there was a building at my school that was Spong Hall, and all the students called it SpongeBob Hall. Because that was, just how ubiquitous everybody was a phenomenon. Even the adults who didn't watch it knew exactly what the kids meant when they called the building SpongeBob. They rolled their eyes, and I mean, when I say kids, this is a college. I mean, they thought it was cheesy, but they knew exactly what they meant.
I mean,
that was 20 years ago.
I refuse to believe that Canada has not had anything SpongeBob because, like, Denise is
not
from...
really.
Denise is Brazil.
I mean,
like, remember Denise? Like, she's from Brazil and she knew what SpongeBob was, and she even lives up in Canada.
Okay, it's hard to... Okay, it's hard to explain. It's okay, maybe there is some overlap, but not as much as you would think, despite them being like right above us.
I mean, I saw an episode of SpongeBob back when my family still lived in Alberta.
Okay. Okay, I mean, I'm sure it's on over there, but I'm not sure how prevalent it is up in Canada. I mean, someone could... someone who's Canadian can, tell me I'm wrong, but that's sort of the impression I got.
Sometimes things will be known in other countries but not have the same impact. Like, I think, like, most Americans know what Doctor Who is.
Oh boy, I'm gonna die. I am going to die.
Well, yeah.
But, like, if you referenced hiding behind the sofa, the average American would have to be pretty deep into Doctor Who culture to know what that means. Whereas, like, every English person knows what behind the sofa means.
Yeah.
The meme of children being afraid of the Daleks and they'll hide behind the couch, but they'll still look up to see.
Yeah. Yep.
That one's so big over there. I've heard a politician say that in the speech, saying that the other members of parliament were cowering behind the sofa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, could say that. Could ask that to Zeno, and like he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that's Doctor Who."
Yeah. Although every British person I've met only knows of it, I've never met one that's obsessed with it. It seems like Doctor Who is widely known of and popular over there, but it's the obsessors tend to be American.
The Whovians.
Sometimes things can be, the Whovians. Sometimes things can be so ubiquitous that they don't really have a subculture. It takes a certain amount of obscurity to make a lifestyle out of it.
I'll just keep hold of this.
Well, yeah. I mean, Whovians were a big thing over here, like 2010 to 2015, whenever.
Oh, I know. I was Tom Baker's doctor every single Halloween back then. In 2011, my brothers and I built a snowman, and we put a scarf and a hat to make the snowman Tom Baker.
Well, I'm talking more like the super Hulot kind of fans, you know what I mean?
God, that was one of the most cringe things I'd ever seen in my life.
What's that? Sherlock?
Supernatural, Sherlock, and Doctor Who.
These
That's
They
just
had a
everything
big
I liked.
overlap in fans.
Yeah, that was just everything I liked at the time, though. I mean, I wasn't in a fan base per se. That was just really huge stuff then.
Yeah, these are all chance points. Yeah.
Fan base is kind of ruined. The 2010s ruined the whole concept of fandom to me. Across all of them, it wasn't any one fandom.
Alrighty. What do I get here? I'll take you.
A nice little pick-me-up.
Take you. Old shit. Okay, so let's see how. Yeah, I figured. Still got what I needed. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of that's something I've come to appreciate with Hellboy. Like you find people who like Supernatural seasons 1 through 5 was the only parts of that show. Agreed, yeah. Yeah, this is something I've come to appreciate about Hellboy. Like I said, just because it's not like just because it's kind of sort of stayed in its own little bubble. You're not gonna have any. You're not gonna get any of the cringe that comes with the mainstream.
You know, it's crazy in real time watching something sort of break containment. You know, something like, I was like one of the earliest like people who got into like Demon Slayer, before it got like popular. You know, I know a lot of people say that like, oh, before it was cool, but no, it was true. And I remember no one was into like Don Da Don either, and no one was really talking about it.
Yeah, like.
And it's like, well,
I was listening. I was overhearing two coworkers talk about it before work one day, and yeah, this was like after it got big.
Yeah. You know, there's like a brief period where I've like enjoyed something that no one really talks about, and it's like, as I had a feeling as soon as it was gonna get an anime, it's like, oh boy, here it comes, and boy did it.
I don't think the second season is going to get the pop the first one did. There's all these. Yeah, like, because like you ever notice that they only. All these like tourist weaves are only kind of interested in the new thing.
Yeah.
Like none of them come. Like they talk about something that pops off for like maybe a season or two, but they never come back for the second one. They never talk about it.
Remember how much a phenomenon One Punch Man was?
Oh gosh, yes. About 10 years ago, yeah.
Well, I mean, because it had.
Everybody couldn't stop talking about it.
It had an amazing 1 season, and then 2 is crap. 3 is like a slideshow. Yeah, but it's like no one, like hardly anyone's really talking about it other than to mock it.
Yeah. Can I has health?
There's something to be said for shows that just are short and go away. Like Cowboy Bebop with like 32 episodes.
On the one hand, Firefly only got 1 season, and Firefly only got 1 season, and yet somehow maybe it's just a consequence of it being a Joss Whedon show or something.
I feel like it's the least Joss Whedon-y of the shows he's made, though.
Yeah.
I think if it had stuck around, it would have gotten more of that, OMG bacon pancakes kind of writing that became so god awful in the next decade.
Okay, I got a blessing. Neat. Where the hell do I go now? Yeah.
That's a made-up slur. I started calling it bacon pancakes writing as an Adventure Time reference, back when I felt that Adventure Time was ruining shows.
Honestly, when you look at like early Adventure Time, it's like it's still very like sort of male focused.
Aha, this is why I hated it. I just Googled it. Bacon Pancakes is a song written by Rebecca Sugar, produced by someone. It was her style, is what I was noticing without even having a name on it.
Oh.
Yeah, she kind of came in a little later. It's like, oh my god, like it's like compare that to like the Fiona and Cake thing, where it's like an outlet for the writers to talk about their mommy issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, this wasn't even about issues. It was just, I don't know, it was just that stupid style. I don't know what to say. It's just like bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes, take some bacon, put it in the pancake.
I think that was like season 2 or 3, but
it's just that style of like thing that's not funny. I'm gonna say it. Thing that's not funny. It's still not funny, but it's funny when I say it like this because I'm quirky and I'm original, and I'm not like other girls.
Yeah, but it was coming out of Jake.
I know. I call it not like other girls, no matter what the sex is. Anyone who is trying too hard to be special, I call them not like other girls.
I don't know. I feel like it kind of worked for Jake.
It did work for Jake, and I liked the show, but when I noticed it in everything after that, it's like, wait a minute. Everyone's copying this. The complete slanderization and destruction of Tony Stark is one thing I've never forgiven.
Oh, yeah.
Demon in a Bottle was one issue. His drinking was like resolved in one quick storyline and all that. They've just turned him into alcoholic clown.
Oh, damn. That is the...
Yeah. I have...
That's the third time this guy's... Oh, wait, this is the third time I died.
And Doctor Who. They really went hard in 10th and 11th Doctor, and it was kind of okay for a while, but, like, again, when you watch old Doctor Who's, he wasn't... And I know, I get it, he gets a new personality each time, but... Looking back, I just see it as kind of a destructive trend. Every hero was...
That was kind of a fault of Russell T Davies. I believe.
It's just a fad across the whole decade. Well, the thing is, as a writer who's actively producing stuff, I'm not so much complaining, or I'm not, making YouTube videos ranting about how it's all woke. I'm more just like saying, okay, these are the things I'm sick of that I will not be using moving forward. Because everybody does that. They look at like the last decade, they're like, oh, nope, those things are staying. Like some 80s musician was listening to disco and saying, oh, hell no.
Yeah, instead they were all listening to Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, yeah. And then their stuff went to crap eventually, too, and it's a cycle. That's the thing. I'll suck in like 10 years, but hopefully I'll get 10 good years before I do.
Yeah, hopefully I have at least a good 20 years before I start sucking at writing. I only just recently got decently okay at it.
When you run out of ideas, just start doing political rants on Twitter.
Oh, God. Jerry Conway. Gail Simone.
people, you know, that when they're going to the polls, their entire decision making is based on what a 50 to 80-year-old washed up writer tweeted. Like, I think they checked the tweets. They're like, oh my god, who do I vote for? Let me check Stephen King.
Oh god. I still can't believe Stephen King basically
Bedtime.
admitted without admitting it that he was basically on the you know what list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, because it's like, oh, it's real, just like the unicorns. And he doubled down on it. It's like, oh yeah, he's on the list.
Okay.
Well, I don't care what
Like-
someone's politics are, as long as they're still producing good stuff. What I get mad is when you've got people like Rob Reiner, who hasn't directed a movie in like 30 years, and his whole life is just to play his All in the Family character on Twitter forever.
Here's an example. Teleperte.
Yeah.
As soon as he started preaching, for anyone who doesn't know, this artist, this like softcore Gooner artist, started getting Gooner's remorse
I think it would be good to know
and started preaching to people.
It's a gap in our knowledge
And
very uncomfortable.
I practically ratioed him. It's only a ratio by default because he deleted his posts.
Hellboy. Any chance I'll get to go into the WYRD at some point?
Most likes I've ever gone, but it was like making fun of him.
It's just so frustrating. To
Not
be so
necessarily
close to
making
all
fun of him, but like
Still
kind of like a
getting little
clapback.
secondhand reports. I want to go in and see it for myself. Feel it, smell it, taste it.
Yeah.
Trust me, you really.
Once you finally hit like 40K, 50K.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Pick up anything in here? Just more of these.
I blatantly
Nothing.
copied your clapback, but I was late.
Nothing.
I only got about 2K.
Oh, I got nothing.
And I like muted it.
Am I supposed to be I am probably supposed to be
I
collecting
can't believe you
stuff for these
actually
dis-
muted it. Usually when people say they're muting the thread, it's just like a superiority thing. They don't really do it. Okay, muting this now.
I think I'm supposed to be
Mm,
collecting
yeah, no,
these
it's
for
like-
these display cases.
Yeah, yeah, it's like if I mute someone, I'm not gonna be like, oh, muting this now. No, it's just like I mute it and I move on with my day. I caused like at least like 3 people to crash out completely.
Oh, boy.
Like you were there, you saw it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
I got more stuff. What did I get here? Ooh, a grenade launcher.
Better be careful with this.
so someone replied, "Oh my God, you're the goat," and I said, "No, you're the goat." You know, sort of this fun, goofy interaction I had.
A charm for
And then there's this guy who's like, "This is the hate you're breeding." I'm like, I just told someone he's the GOAT because he said I was the GOAT. Like, what the hell? You know?
Yeah.
Like, look at the hate you're breeding. It's like, what am I doing? It's like, oh, I said he had an OnlyFans girlfriend. No, she deleted it in 2022.
This, I'm glad it.
Like,
It
okay.
is days like these that I'm glad I don't go viral.
I went
It's only
viral-
like really like
I went viral for
It's
a
only like
hoax once. It was that theater where those Raylo girls were screaming at the end of Rise of Skywalker, and I recorded myself yelling Epstein didn't kill himself, and put it in the video so that it looked like they were reacting to me yelling that in the theater. And that went viral among idiots who believed it was real.
Okay, that's at least funny.
Well, what's funny is there was a build-up, because the girls were talking about, they were reacting to Rey saying, Rey Skywalker. And as the music was building, and they were like, oh no. And there was also a shadow in the doorway, which made it look like I had just walked in. And they're like, no, not you. No, don't say it. Don't say it. Epstein didn't kill himself. And then like a whole room of teen girls screaming, nah. But people believed this had actually occurred. That was what was so funny, was that they thought it was real. I don't understand it, because that video I was spoofing was also viral. I think what was even funnier than the people who believed it was the internet detectives who said it was fake, and like they'd cracked the code. And they were like being very clever about this, and they were like, no, I can tell that voice was recorded in a completely different room, and it's not even a good quality sound booth. Yeah, because it was my dining room. And they're like proving it, and it's like, I intended it as fake. I did not upload this believing anyone would believe it. It was just a chat post with a viral video, and you're actually trying to do like detective work on it.
Like this grenade launcher. Alrighty.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, how nice is it to know that the Hellboy is a comic that actually has a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about, I brought up Claymore earlier. Yeah, that's one that has a beginning, middle, and end, and you can just read through it.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even if you wanted to, you could check out the BPRD comic if you wanted more of that universe. But as far as like Hellboy's story is concerned, that like his comic plus Hellboy in Hell, that's all you need.
Yeah. Sorry if you're hearing noise in the background. I got a game going.
So that's why you sound so distracted.
Well, kind of. Well, I mean, I'm not as invested in my game as you are in yours, but but I'm just kind of. Yeah.
You know, last thing, like the Crooked Man, that one's probably got the lowest budget of any of the movies. But
And it was made in 2019, so the CGI is going to be bad.
yeah, but I did look up a review of it. Like the dialogue, the acting, some of the atmosphere, some of the horror scenes, those are all good. Like compared to the 2019 movie, it's at least a step in the right direction, is the vibe I seem to be getting. But I would not count. Considering this one didn't even get into theaters, I wouldn't even count on there being more Hellboy movies after this. Hell, it's kind of amazing this game even got made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I think herself is the one who said this. If it's got a Funko Pop, it's not good culture.
I don't know. They make Funko Pops of everything now. That
Well,
doesn't...
as far as I know, Hellboy doesn't have one.
I mean, have you looked up whether or not it has one?
I'm not sure I'd want to know.
Yes, he does. But I mean, I've seen him for the Andy Griffith show and stuff. It's ridiculous how many things have Funko Pops.
I can kind of see why they caught on on the way they did. Those things are so easy and cheap to make.
Yeah,
Like
they just cover literally everything they can possibly get the license to. I think that's, I don't know.
Like they can be, like they've got one template to work off of, and as long as like they tweak the design enough, it's like you can basically make a Funko Pop out of anything.
Every time I think of anything and look it up, I find the Funko Pop. And I know not to trust like AI. I'm looking at like real packages and stuff.
You mean like checking their website for their catalog?
No, I was just using Google Images, but like I can tell it's somebody's hand in a store. And they're numbered and stuff. Yeah, Barney Fife is a real one.
That is just weird. Yeah, it's just like...
They don't even really look like them. They're not... They're even like a step down from Lego Man. I think I'd unironically like a Lego Andy and Barney. Like a little Lego set of the Mayberry Courthouse would be fun, but... with a little jail door and all, like, I'd like that. I'd lock Barney inside, because, you know, he's always locking himself in. But Funko Pops don't even... They don't even have real faces. It's just blank, dead Coraline eyes.
Like I said,
You know what I mean by Coraline.
Like I said, they've only got like that one template, and they just tweak it the details slightly, so it kind of resembles the thing it's supposed to be.
Well, it's like, I mean, it was so ridiculously overpopular when Batman the Animated Series was released on Blu-ray. It came with a couple of like mini Batman Funko Pops that were exclusive to the Blu-ray, and I just thought that was an asinine reason to like raise the price.
Yeah,
Oh my god. I actually own a few Funko Pops, but only because my mom got them for me as like a gift. I'm like, oh,
yeah, like,
hey.
you wouldn't be caught dead by them.
Yeah, no. At least not nowadays. Maybe like around the time they came out, I would have, but I kind of know better now. Like, teenage me was really into like Harley Quinn, but God, I can't stand the character now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard it many times. Considering this is a roguelike, does this story ever end?
I mean, I know like the God of War Ragnarok DLC was a roguelike, and it had like a beginning, middle, and end. So I'm sure it does.
Alright. I think I have to kill that faithless king guy. Problem is I basically have to keep getting my ass kicked till I get better and better gear and skills before I can finally take him down. Because if you guys were watching, you would have noticed that I managed to take his health down only for him to regenerate it. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's... Okay, do more of this, huh?
You know, you would think there'd be like at least a Darkstalkers Funko Pop with all the merchandise, but no, they don't even have that. Not that I would buy it, but I'm looking up stuff that I'm searching up things I like and typing Funko Pop afterwards. So far, there's none for Claymore or Darkstalkers.
Oh, hell.
So I guess that kind of. I guess that kind of would be considered good culture, huh? Sorry if I keep bringing up Claymore. I've been obsessed with it recently. I bought the whole, I bought the whole thing.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. You don't need to be a smart ass. Just I have things I like too.
Skeletons. What more could a guy want?
Alright, what do I get from this?
A slight alteration to a character can liven up the dullest story.
Oh, that's awfully meta. Alright. Let's... Yeah. Yeah, that same rock theme for the battle music. This was not a game made with a budget. No. Still, it's better than the last two Hellboy games. Not that that says much. Alrighty. And also, I found out Hellboy they did make Hellboy Funko Pop, so I'm depressed now.
Right.
Well, I mean, they do it for everything, though.
Yeah. Oh, right. It's out of ammo. At least taking out the big guys makes all the little guys go away. Alright. I think something that would make us all feel good. Like, I know the first 24 hours of the Kickstarter were great, but I'm really been impressed with how well it's been doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, and like much as I don't want to repeat myself, like it's been far and away what I could have expected.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, we did go down in money today, but we did not lose a backer, so we're still well in the well over the goal. So I'm still a W.
Oh, definitely. It's just funded in that short of time. It's like it's like
we've never had that happen. But we haven't had that happen before. Yeah, like God, I remember like the first Kickstarter, like so much of it was touch and go. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you expect that with someone like Ben Dunn who gets like funded in like an hour, but
well, it was within a day, but still.
yeah, for us it was within a day, but that's still mighty impressive.
Yeah. Yep. And we still got like, and we're only a week into it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still working on my art for it.
Yeah.
Luckily, all of my comics are relatively short, so I can kind of, breeze through them a little bit. I got the scripts for them going. They're still short. There's one that's only like 4 pages, but
Yeah. Here's some. Try to have. You think you guys can have some pages in by Friday? They don't need to be finished or anything. Just something I can put up as an update.
yeah.
Like I said.
Yeah, I wanted to bring some stuff to the Tuesday and Wednesday's streams.
Yeah. Which, yeah, by the way, Tuesday we're going to be on Eliza Bar's show. And Wednesday we're going to be on Matt Reese's. So. That's something to be on the lookout for. I would love to figure out an OBS plugin that like tracks like the numbers and backers, but I'm not sure if one exists.
That would be cool.
That's gonna be like coding that I do not know how to do. Hey guys.
Have you ever like sort of a side thing? Kind of a random thing, but have you guys ever like assumed that something existed and it doesn't? Okay, so
Gonna need an example here.
Okay,
You mean like real men in the present day?
No. Okay, so it's a bit of a weird story. So my mom was kind of doing this DIY project where she was fixing this this angel statue she had. I forgot what it was. It was made out of like plaster, right? And she was fixing it because like the feet broke off. And she had this spray that she used to make it look like as if it were made out of stone, right?
Okay.
And then I was talking to her like, I was saying like, oh, we should get one where it makes it look like moss, right? Like it's an older statue. But no, you can buy like fake moss and put it on there, but you can't like find like spray that makes it look like green stone covered moss or moss covered stone where it's just like a discoloration from the moss. It's like I totally thought that was like a thing. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird side thing, but I've been kind of obsessed with it, and I feel like I invented something in my head.
I mean, but
Wow.
It's like, holy shit, I'm a genius.
I love it when I quote a movie line and I either got it really wrong or it never existed at all, but then that means I own it.
Oh yeah. I've done that with like I've done that with like when I misinterpret like what a game is going to be. Like when Ghost of Tsushima was coming out, I thought it was going to be about like a samurai that was killed, and he was coming back as a literal ghost to fight back the the Mongols.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought the story was. No, it was more of a metaphorical thing, but I thought it was going to be literal. And it's like, oh, I own that idea. I wonder, maybe not with the Mongols, but with something else, like sort of a revenant kind of samurai thing.
Oh, so he's not like a hidden gorilla figure that they call the ghost?
In my head, the idea I had for it essentially was that it was a literal ghost, but no, it's more like basically the earliest like. Okay, I know shinobi technically is a modern concept, but in the context of Ghost of Tsushima, he's basically like the first ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of irked me when I saw like Ghost of Yote. It's like, he was what we now call a shinobi. It's like, no, there was no idea of a shinobi until like the fucking 20th century. That's a very modern idea.
Yeah, and it's filtered through multiple countries' pop culture and then trickled back into Japan. And a lot of the samurai fiction, they borrowed heavily from like the westerns and Chinese kung fu and mixed it all back together to create a hybrid that doesn't really resemble real history. I think there was more archery in the real Sengoku period than like fighting with swords.
They didn't even really use swords. Most of the time, they used like lances or spears.
Yeah, it's like the English of the same period, the pikemen in the English Civil War. That was kind of just a standard weapon at the time.
Yeah, and it's like that kind of irked me when I was playing like the first game, Ghost of Tsushima, and like they're like, oh, but my honor, it's like no. Not really. There wasn't really any die-hard sort of samurai code. There was no.
That kind of didn't. Well, kind of, but how we know it didn't really exist until how we know it didn't really exist till like the Meiji era.
Yeah, it's like this game took place in like the 1200s.
Yeah. And that was just kind of done as a way to keep the samurai in line just so they wouldn't get rowdy.
Yeah, it's like the modern idea of a samurai, it's like
it's not like a knight.
Yeah, no. Honestly, that's the I hate to bring up Rurouni Kenshin, but that's like one thing it kind of got right was like the samurai inherently were like a very sort of barbaric kind of concept, and it was really like the Meiji era where they're like, yeah, no, you're not doing that shit.
Yeah, like before the Meiji era, like samurai were just basically goons for their lord.
I am gooning. Sorry.
They do, and I am not the only person who uses goon for a henchman.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's not like how like knights had. It's not like how knights had like this whole chivalric order that existed like outside their lord or whatever.
I have dishonored my family. I have gooned.
You know, like, yeah, like as far as I know, like Japan like had nothing of the kind. Like, you know, like no chivalric orders or anything.
You know, the other thing is I'll like get on here and I'll like do like these impressions. But one time I was like on a stream with like Ben Dunn. There was a bunch of other AP people, and then I heard someone doing like a super crazy Chinese accent, like, "Oh, I buy that for $1," and then my ass like clenched. I'm like, "Oh my god, who's doing that in front of Ben Dunn?" It was Ben himself.
Oh my god.
Like, well, because in my mind, it's like, "Oh my god, how would he react to that?" And like, oh, it's like, oh shit, it's actually him doing that. Okay, I need to chill. I don't know what. I usually don't get uptight about that kind of thing, but it's like, oh no, that's my boss. It's like, no, that's my boss being offensive.
Maybe.
Well, it's not. It's
He
not
can
offensive.
say it,
If he's like, yeah, it's not offensive if he's like Chinese. It's not okay if he's like Chinese. He's the one doing it.
Right. I was gonna say he
I'm
can
not
say
saying you can't do it if you're not Chinese. Like, of course, I do it. It's just, you know, sometimes your ass clenches in certain situations where you don't know. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, they're talking about buying something. Like, oh, I buy that for $1. Yeah, like, oh shit, that's actually been doing it. I'm like, okay. Because it's like, it's kind of ingrained in you nowadays to kind of temper yourself, sort of like you like sort of unconsciously kind of like have that sort of mentality, like, oh shit, I shouldn't, I should be more whatever, socially conscious or whatever fuck, right?
And they also sometimes miss the joke. Like, I remember Diversity in Comics way back then did voices, and one of his like gags was American John, and it was a spoof on weebs trying to be Asian, but American John was like, he's like real stereotypical. I am American John. I have 4 kids and all of them are fat.
Oh god.
But yeah, it was like a voice of like somebody trying to do American culture and getting it wrong, because that was back when like CB Cebulski had his scandal over being Akira Yoshida or something.
Using a pen name.
But yeah, well, the joke was just on Weebery. And like, I remember a meme of a Chinese girl with the word water on her shoulder as a tattoo, and it was like, how Asians see your stupid kanji tattoo. Like, but the thing about those jokes is they're making fun of Americans. That's the gag. If an Asian acted like an American is the joke. But people were so butthurt back in like 2017. They're like, and he does racist voices.
Yeah, it was 2016 because I was still in high school when I started watching him, which is crazy when you think about it, how long this shit's been going on.
Yep. I haven't seen him since then.
Oh,
I guess I dropped out with the Mark Wade thing because it was like, I feel like everything he had to say he had said, and it was just becoming drama tube, and I dip out when it becomes drama tube.
Yeah, and he essentially did like a 180.
He's wobbled back and forth so many times I can't keep up with him. He's just like an okay grandpa at this point. I don't even know his current channel name. He's changed a couple of times.
I think it's still your boy Zach.
No, but it has a name. His show, he was Diversity Comics, then he was Saving Comics, and then something else. I don't know. I don't keep up.
Yeah, it's been forever. I emailed him once, and he responded back. I forgot the context was about. I was asking him about, how do you deal with. I was asking him about how you deal with, social media and shit. He's like, get off of it. It's not worth it. Get off of it.
Yep.
That's the only thing Richard Meyer has ever said to me.
Well, that's like, I mean, I'm so out of touch. That video you sent me the other day was the first time I've ever seen shoe on head.
Oh my god, I cannot believe I got out of that.
Shoe on head looks identical to a different YouTuber back in like 2009. I thought they were the same person. They're two different people.
Boxy.
I guess.
You mean?
I thought Boxy only existed
I
on...
always thought she looked like I always thought she looked like a gender bent Leafy. If you know who that is.
Nope. And then there's some like OnlyFans girl that looks like a 10 years younger version of Shoe.
That is...
You mean Telepurte's girlfriend? I'm joking.
No. I know I did art of her. I don't remember her name. She's like 5 feet tall. She's real small. But anyways,
what happens if I press this button? Oh.
My sister's like 4'11" and she's she's 40 now. She looks like a teenager for like God until she was like 30. And her husband, he's like 6 foot something, so he towers over her. You know, nowadays that's like problematic. I was telling her about the thing about, you know, I told her the concept of height of consent and that she was under it, and she goes, "That's so fucking stupid."
Like,
well, in my case, I'm 6'5". What is my height of consent? Like, I don't know if they make women big enough.
Yeah, they exist, but good luck finding them.
Yeah.
Trust me, Brett's tried.
Sigourney Weaver's probably close. I think she's like a couple inches shorter than you, Forrester.
How tall is she? Shit.
6'3".
She's 6'3"? I never noticed.
Yeah.
I'll probably like look at like one of her movies and I'm like, oh shit, she is 6'3".
Maybe it was 6'1". All I know is she's a tall woman.
TV and movies have a way of skewing how tall you think a person is.
Yeah.
On The Walking Dead, there's this character named Jesus.
Jesus, not Jesus.
He was white. His name was actually Jesus, and he looks like Jesus.
That is weird.
I saw his actor in person. He's only like, he's got to be at least like 5'1", 5'2", I think.
That's where the old cliche phrase of "I thought he'd be taller."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
I had people tell me the opposite when they finally meet me in real life, and they're like, "I thought you'd be shorter."
I was not prepared for how tall my brother-in-law Riker is.
His name is Riker?
That's what I call him on stream because I'm not going to say his real name.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he's like 6'4".
Okay, Rob Schneider, I saw him in person once. He's only 5'3". I'm like, oh my god, he's short.
He's a manlet.
I didn't realize how short he was.
I actually buy that.
Yeah, he's 5'3". I didn't talk to him, but he was like right there too. I think it was at like San Antonio. It was at a San Antonio Comic-Con. It was the same one Frank Miller was at, where he was like doing like $100 autographs.
In fairness, I don't think I can defend that.
Yeah, my mom was there, and she's like, his signature better be made of fucking gold.
Yeah. Look, I think about the most you can probably get away with charging for an autograph is maybe $50.
Yeah.
Like, that's about as much as I'd be willing to pay for an autograph.
At the AP birthday bash, I was with, everyone there was doing, free autographs, but they had people lining up for, like, Fred Perry, Tim Lim. Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini were there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was lining up to see them. I was sitting next to, I was sitting at the table with Fred Perry. And we were just talking while he was signing autographs. He was signing so much, but it's like it's such a big difference when when you're so compared to like who was it you were talking about, Forrester, that had to sign a whole bunch of shit because he was doing autographs for free.
Larry Hama.
Yeah, it was Larry Hama, and obviously he wasn't thrilled with having to sign so much shit,
No.
but. It was sort of a different outlook. It's like when you get big enough to a point to where, I guess you kind of think you're above, like, this kind of stuff. I don't know if that's like an old mindset or whatever, but, Fred Perry, he was there. He's like, oh my god, I remember this. He was nerding out too over his own stuff. God, it was really cool. He was talking. He let me sit next to him. He was talking to me and my nephew. He was mostly talking to my nephew. They were talking about like the best sort of gaming engines to use. It was really cool. I was stuttering like a madman because I was so overwhelmed, but. Of course, Ben was at the table next to us, Ben Dunn, and God, it's so cool, like meeting all these people, despite me being a stuttering mess.
Okay, I think I'm doing a little better here.
Surprising to me how many of the people who were like con fixtures when I first started doing them are all passed on now. It's insane.
Oh my! There's quite a few people I met at conventions that aren't here anymore. Let's see.
I guess I would expect, but like Kevin Conroy and Jason David Frank and Neil Adams, like the people who were like the ones I was dying to get to the con to meet. It's insane how many.
Let's see. I met Nichelle Nichols. I took a picture with her. Me and my friend took a picture with her. She made us kneel down, hold her hand, and we took a picture together at her table. Let's see. Tony Todd. I met Tony Todd. Really nice guy. Rest his soul. Let's see.
He was the Rocket Man. And remember the Rock? I don't like
it was also
that shit.
Yeah, it was also in... Is that Jim Cummings?
Oh, I met him too. Let's see. I met Kirby Morrow. He was Moroku on Inuyasha. And he was one of the Ocean Dub voices for Goku. I met him. I've got his autograph. I've got a picture with him. My nephew's got an autograph from him because he was Cole on Ninjago. Because my nephew's name is also Cole, and he was a big fan.
All right.
Because he has my name. So he's got an autograph from him, but Kirby Morrow's no longer with us, and I was actually really sad because he was a really nice guy, really, really nice guy.
All right.
There's something about like the smaller, lesser known voices, like that. Just sort of something a little more humble about them. It's like, compared to like your Sean Schimmels, your other ones, like I've met Linda Young, nicest lady you'll ever meet. Tiffany Vollmer, I've met her. I've got Stephanie Nadolny on as a Facebook friend, and I've talked to her a little bit. And in turn, she's talked to Ben Dunn before. She's been on like a podcast with him.
Right.
It's kind of crazy, like how small sort of this comic anime world kind of really is.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of overlap.
Okay, been going for about 90 minutes. I think this is a good time to. I think this is a good part. Wait, this says 3 hours? I've been going for 3 hours? No freaking way. Dylan, when did I start?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We started at 7.
Was 5 for me.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
You're a couple hours ahead of me. It isn't. It's now. We started at 5.
Now it's right now it's 9:24.
Right now it's 7:24 for me. So it's like, God, have I been going?
10:24 for me.
Has it really been 3.5 hours? Dear God. Anyway, this would be a good time to at least get a look.
It's been 2.5.
OBS hasn't been going for 3.5, almost 3.5.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay, well, this is a good time to sort of get a snapshot of where the Kickstarter is. 22 backers, $964, and still 21 days to go. All right. Still good. So, yeah. So, I don't think there's really much more to say. I mean, it's still in a good spot.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing, and if anyone's still watching, we'll be doing appearances Tuesday on Eliza Bar's channel, Wednesday on Matt Reese's. So keep an eye out for those. All right. Anything to say before we go?
I think I'm okay.
All right.
Yeah. Just thanks for anyone who's backed us so far. We're really appreciative of just how fast it was too. I'll always be thankful for that because it's just like, oh, we must really be doing something here.
I hope so. Well, this is the last stream for October, so happy Halloween.
Yep.
If you happen to be in the Mythoverse Discord, we'll be watching the Hellboy movies on Friday, except for the 2019 one.
Yep.
And Matt told me he's got Halloween off. He'll be there. Which is great because I do not know anyone in the Mythoverse right now who is as big a fan of Hellboy as Matt is right now. I mean, I can probably give him a good run for his money, but I think he's bigger than me. And just remember, Hellboy is one of those comics where where all you have to do is start at the beginning and you're good. You don't have decades of continuity to catch up on.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like comics versus manga.
Yep.
Yep. All right. See you guys next week.
Yep.
Later.
Happy Halloween.